right, today we have Midnight Vulture 96, aka Kerry.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me on ChewDawgz again.
It's no problem, man.
On the first episode of Chat Link, nonetheless.
Very true. So I have Kerry here because he actually kind of inspired me to do like a discussion kind of type deal. So
Did I? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so thank you, Kerry.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna ask a series of questions here and get some of your opinions and answers. So first question, I guess. So what's the story behind your gamer tag, Midnight Vulture 96?
Well, for the longest time, back when I first got Xbox Live, my name was so dirt simple. I was like 10 when I came up with it. It was just Kerry 12. Or I was probably 12 when I came up with it. And so back when I got into PlayStation, I don't know, a few years ago, I had already, in the middle of those two gamer tags, I had discovered one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite musicians, Beck, and he has an album called Midnight Vultures. And that's where I took inspiration for that, and then my birth year. So Midnight Vulture 96 I became.
All right. So that was so basically you kind of just infused what you liked and
Yeah.
have you.
Yeah, and I was looking to make a reference to Beck somewhere anyway. I try to always see where I can do that. So
Yeah. Side note, I think you saw him in Madison Square Garden, didn't you?
yeah, I saw him at Madison Square Garden July of 2018, and that place is so fucking big. I know the topic of this is video games, but Madison Square Garden. Have you ever been to New York, Matt?
Once, but not actually inside New York City. It was like right there at the Brooklyn Bridge, and it's all traffic. Then we just turn around.
Well, I really like it, but goddamn, it is it's not for me. Especially if you've grown up with little to no neighbors. It is not. If you're not used to the city, it's terrible.
Yeah. So that was the history of your gamer tag, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So next question, I guess. Go ahead and tell me what like your top 5 video games or franchises are.
Well, the very first game I remember ever, I think, is Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PlayStation. My dad had that probably back when it came out in 98, because I know I was really little and I was watching him play it and didn't understand a bit of it, but I just thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
And so I've always followed the Metal Gear series pretty much since I've been alive, pretty much. And then my dad got a PS2 when we were, well, I guess around 2001 or 2, so I would have been like 5 or 6, and he had the Ratchet and Clank games, and I fucking love those. You were into Ratchet and Clank, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember having all those right when they came out. I remember back when he had the first one, and he told me it was called Ratchet and Clank, and I remember thinking, I thought he said Ratchet Clank, and I was like, what in the hell is Ratchet Clank? And and then those games just kept getting better, I thought. And then there's one game that's kind of overlooked, and that's it's not Ratchet and Clank. It's just called Ratchet Deadlocked, and that's the last one they did for PS2, and that one's just all about guns and not so much about story. This one's pretty much just all about guns and vehicles and stuff, and that game was just so fun. I played the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
The South Park games, I would say that's becoming one of my favorite series now, especially the Stick of Truth. I think that game is definitely in my top 5. You played the Stick of Truth. What did you think of that?
Besides the connection to South Park of its raunchiness and kind of subtle hints to pop culture, it was a great RPG. It was like the perfect kind of like balance between looting, leveling up, customization, and yeah, I mean it was a sleeper hit. It was never say a sleeper hit because you had the South Park fan base, but I think eventually it became its own like entity, if you know what I mean. Because I mean it spawned a sequel, and the sequel done very well because everybody picked up on it. They've played the first one, and Trey and Matt Stone, they hit the home run on that one. It's a great RPG series.
Yeah, I agree. And I played both games very close to when they came out, and I thought that Fractured But Whole was the better game when I first played it. going back and playing a little, I played a little bit of Fractured But Whole again, and then I beat the Stick of Truth again. I would say the Stick of Truth is definitely my favorite. For some reason, the Fractured But Whole didn't live up to me the second time that I think I maybe got half through it, but I am going to pick it back up again. And of course, it's South Park, so it's fantastic, but I'm a little bit biased on that. But yeah, I think I would say Stick of Truth. That if I had to pick one, that would be it. And I still, let's see. You asked me my top 5 games. I think I gave you 3.
Yep.
Bully, and if I had to rank this, Bully would be number 1, despite what I said about Metal Gear earlier. Bully is just one of those games that has everything for me, and the even down to the soundtrack. The soundtrack is like really bass heavy, and just I always thought of it as like Grand Theft Auto Jr., but that's definitely not a diss. You know, I think that's I don't know. I think it works well. You played Bully. What did you think? Or did you play Bully? I can't remember. Did you?
I played it on the PlayStation 2. I don't really remember much of it besides like you can try to hook up with your fellow classmates.
Yeah.
Basically fuck around with the principal.
Uh-huh.
I know you had missions to do, like collect stuff around the campus and stuff, but I don't really recall it that much. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it pretty much just is like Grand Theft Auto Jr. Like instead of stealing cars, you can steal bikes, and you ride around on a skateboard.
Yeah.
You get, instead of guns, you get like a slingshot, and then firecrackers, itching powder, stink potions. I remember.
Yeah.
That game just is rules.
It was another sleeper hit. It was Rockstar. Everybody knew Rockstar by Red Dead, and then Grand Theft Auto. So that's really the majority of what people thought about Rockstar Studios at the time. And I think Bully came out. If I may be wrong, but I think Bully came out after Vice City. I think.
Yeah, it came out in 06. It was like 5 years after Vice City. Or 4 years, something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah. Or, I mean, it could have been around the same time San Andreas came out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like 2 years after San Andreas, I think. But yeah, what's also interesting is that I don't know too much of the history of this, but it was also made by another branch of Rockstar. So it was Rockstar Vancouver, which I think went under shortly after the game came out.
Yeah.
Which that's worth looking into. I'll have to do that. But so I don't know. There's a sequel's been up in the air for like a decade now. So I don't know if it would. I mean, I'm sure it would still be Rockstar, but I don't know if it would be necessarily the same people. You know.
Yeah, I know they ported it for the PlayStation 3 and 4, but I think also the PlayStation Portable. So I can't remember on that one. But yeah, it was definitely a fun game, if I remember.
Mm-hmm. And then branching off that for my last one, I would just use the blanket term for the whole GTA series, especially 3, Vice City. And although I did play 5, I beat 5 last year, and that story surprised me because it was like a really good story. So really, I would just pick a GTA game at random. I like all the ones I've played pretty much.
So from judging your top 5, I can conclude that you like violent and gun-oriented games.
I guess so. I didn't see that common thread, but I guess so. Yeah. Really, It's the story though, because Metal Gear Solid, like if we're talking just about story, that would be up at the very top. And I don't think anybody does story better than in video game wise, and based on the ones I've played, than Hideo Kojima does. It's amazing.
Yep. So you playing any current games?
So I beat Stick of Truth a few months ago, and then shortly after that, I started the first Borderlands because I started getting interested in that series, and I had played the second one when it came out. But I only played it for about a couple hours, and I never got back into it. I do plan on revisiting it though, because that was a really fun game. And that's pretty much the only current thing I'm playing right now.
All right.
What are you currently playing?
So right now I'm playing Remnant from the Ashes. Fun game. Patrick introduced me to it. It's really a Dark Souls kind of game.
Oh yeah.
But doesn't have like the consequences as Dark Souls. Once you die, you lose basically all your souls. So it's kind of like a more, how to put it, a softer kind of gameplay. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun. But other than that, I've been playing like free to play games, like Fall Guys. We played it the other night. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, Toboggan Brothers special.
Oh yeah. But other than that, I just play what's on my mind.
Yeah.
If I want to play this game, I'll play it.
Uh-huh.
So on the other topic, while we're playing current, so let's look into the future here. Any games you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I would have no answer for it if you had asked me a few days ago. I just found out about this just a few days ago. But I guess I've been living under a rock because I found out that Crash Bandicoot 4 comes out. It's about time.
Oh yeah.
And I think I am probably going to get that. You said it comes out October 2nd?
Yeah, I think it's October 2nd, 2020, unless it gets delayed. Hopefully not.
Well, we're living in Corona time, so it could be.
I do like the naming of the game though. It's Crash. It's about time. So
kind of tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I think the developers kind of threw that in there just for the fans.
Okay, so wait, let's dive into this. So did they? Do you know? I really just know the name and its release date. Is it still Naughty Dog, or I don't even know? Is Naughty Dog? They're still a company, right? Are they doing this, or is it a different company? Is it the one who did the remaster?
I'm not too sure. I think it Naughty Dog. I don't think they went under anything. So I mean, I'll probably end up.
Yeah, because they did Last of Us, right?
Oh yeah. But I don't know if it's the same like studio. I don't know if they still have the rights to Crash or not.
I have a feeling it's that same studio that did I forget what they were called though, that did the remasters. I'm gonna look it up really quick. Crash 4, just see who the developer is. Oh yeah, it is Naughty Dog. Cool. Or wait, no, it's not Naughty Dog. It is Toys for Bob and published by Activision, so it is the same.
So is Activision still?
Yeah, it's and
publisher.
I'm fairly certain that, or I remember seeing that Toys for whatever I said when the remaster came out. So it should be the same as the remaster, right? Don't you think?
Yeah. So yeah, did you play the remakes?
I played.
Oh, I know we played it at Tyler's house.
Yeah, that's right. I remember I've played maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours of it. Jamie hasn't. She let me borrow it. But when that came out, I wanted to go back and play the originals, like the PS1 version. So I did play and beat the original Crash, and never again am I ever going to do that because, my God, it is so clunky.
Yeah.
That game, I don't recommend anybody play that game. As badass as it is, and especially as badass as it was in 1996, it does not hold up, unfortunately. That's pretty much just because of the controls. It's so hard.
Yeah. Other than that, you looking forward to any other games?
Not really anything that I know is definitely going to come out. There's always been rumblings that Hideo Kojima is going to do another Metal Gear game.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't think so?
Yeah, Konami's kind of shut that off.
Oh, okay.
We got the Metal Gear Survive.
Oh yeah, and I didn't even play. Well, yeah, I played the demo, so I think I can comment on that. What that pisses me off so bad because that is one of the best series ever. I would say, and I know I'm not alone thinking that. And they totally it's just a cash grab, and I hate cash grabs. Pisses me off. Fucking Metal Gear Survive.
Cash grabs is not okay.
Let's
go ahead and move on here.
Yeah.
So what I like to do, starting with this series, that I like to have a discussion on like a hot topic that's happening in the video game world. But this week I chose to do PlayStation's 25th anniversary, which happened on September 5th.
Happy anniversary, PlayStation.
Happy anniversary. Did you have any good memories with the PlayStation 1 that came out?
So many good memories. Well, like the ones I was just telling you about, and then I have a funny one after this. Yeah, I remember my dad having one, and like I said, the first game
Ratchet Clank.
Well, yeah, that was on the PS2 though.
Oh,
Did you say PS? You said PS1, right?
PlayStation 1, yes.
Yeah, so I really just remember watching my dad play Metal Gear Solid a lot, and Frogger. We had Frogger. I remember watching and playing that a lot. And a funny memory that I have is so we had one PlayStation 1 to begin with, but I remember I think I shoved that one full of popcorn. I think I opened the the eject, like how it used to have the little flap that you had to change the disc with. I remember when I was probably 2 or something, I remember stuffing that full of popcorn, and I remember we had to go to Kmart, I think, and get a new one. So, yeah, that's an early memory that I have. But yeah, the strongest is definitely of Metal Gear. What about you? Because you're a little bit older, so I know that you had more time with it. What memories you got?
So basically, what I remember from the PlayStation 1 is that my first game that I actually played on it was Spyro.
Oh, yeah, we had that. Cool.
And I thought it was like the coolest game because I when I grew up it was based on Nintendo. I had the Game Boy, had the NES, and so like all I knew was basically like Mario and Donkey Kong and stuff like that. And then the PlayStation came along and got introduced me to Spyro, Crash, and a lot of other games. Another one I loved playing back in the day was I had the Resident Evil director's cut, and that was a pretty fun game too.
Yeah, I bought that on the PlayStation Network and tried playing it, and it was the same thing as Crash, I think, with the controls. I just couldn't get a hold of the clunky controls.
Yeah.
But I haven't given up. I do want to play that game. I've never played it before. I think I was too young for it when it was big.
So yeah, a good takeaway from this is video games came a long way since 1996.
They definitely have, especially with the controls. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
So are they celebrating anything for the 25th anniversary? PlayStation, are they doing anything special?
From what I read, I think they're going to release some like digital content, like themes and stuff for the PlayStation 4 and so forth. Not really, delved into it because it happened September 5th, and I've been kind of stuck at work and stuff, so I haven't really got caught up on my article readings and stuff on the news. But it's hard to believe it's already been 25 years.
Yeah, I wasn't even around when it fucking came out. It is.
Well, it came out on your birth year.
No, I think it was even the year before I was born, 95, right?
I think it was 90.
Well, it had to be 25 if it was 25 years, right?
That is true. I'm dumb.
Right. No, you're not. You just got to do some math.
Well, that too.
No, I'm fucking with you.
Oh, that's fine. So yeah, we'll end it on that note. It's been fun. So yeah, speaking of going back to the very beginning of this discussion, Kerry Hughes, again, he inspired me to do like discussion, audio, podcast, video, what have you. So thank you.
You're welcome. I was gonna say this pretty much is just a podcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
I should have recorded it, and we could have did I think you mentioned doing like a cross thing.
Yeah, a crossover.
Oh well.
It would be cool.
Now we know.
So yeah, if you want to go check out Kerry's podcast, Confusionism, he's on Spotify and iTunes. You can also follow him on Twitter and Instagrams. Links will be below. So thank you, Kerry, for the first episode of Chatlink.
Hey, thank you for having me as the inaugural guest on Chatlink. I'm honored.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we done?
Yeah, we'll call it quits here.